Welcome back to Zero to Exit, the channel where we explore the journey from starting out to achieving financial freedom. Today, let's dive into that pivotal moment when everything changes. It's not when you score a raise or experience a stroke of good luck. Rather, it's a subtle, internal realization. You receive your paycheck, and suddenly your mind lays out two choices. Path 1 offers immediate relief, the thrill of making a new purchase or upgrading your lifestyle. Path 2, on the other hand, is quieter and presents an opportunity. It poses a different question. How can I make this money work for me? That decision, that mental crossroads, is what makes all the difference. Today, we're going to break down 5 key psychological shifts that set apart those who remain at square one from those who pave their way to financial success. The first and perhaps most crucial shift is changing your perspective from a short-term view of 30 days to a long-term view of 30 years. Many people live paycheck to paycheck, focused solely on making it through the month. It's all about survival. But the wealthy approach life differently. They think in terms of decades. Warren Buffett once said, "Someone's sitting in the shade today because someone planted a tree a long time ago." They know that real wealth doesn't just appear overnight. It builds over time, similar to planting a sequoia. For the first few years, progress might seem invisible as roots grow underground. But eventually, that tree starts to soar, overshadowing everything around it. People who are stuck renting their lifestyle month after month miss out on this compounding magic. The first step on the journey from zero to exit is to start making choices that align with the person you want to be in 20 years, rather than just for this Friday. The second mindset is a laser focus on cash flow direction. This is at the heart of it all. They ask one simple question about any potential purchase. Will this put money in my pocket or take it out? An asset is like a soldier you send into battle, returning with treasure. Think dividend-paying stocks, rental properties with tenants, or businesses that generate profits. On the flip side, a liability feels like a hole in your pocket that needs constant filling. Consider the car with its monthly payments, insurance and fuel costs, or those forgotten subscription services, and credit card debt that nibbles away at your future. Picture 2 friends, both 25, each making their first big purchase. One opts for a shiny $40,000 car. The other purchases a modest duplex for $150,000, living in one unit and renting out the other. Fast forward 10 years. The car depreciates to around $10,000 and has been pricey to maintain, while the duplex has not only had a tenant helping pay down the mortgage, but has likely doubled in value. One chose a status symbol. The other opted for a path to financial freedom. But you might wonder, isn't buying assets risky? This leads us to the third shift. The wealthy don't shy away from risk. They learn to manage and reframe it. For most, risk carries negative connotations of fear and uncertainty. However, for the affluent, it's merely a variable in a larger equation. They distinguish between gambling and making calculated risks. Gambling is when you toss money into the unknown, hoping for the best. A calculated risk, on the other hand, emerges from a thoughtful approach. I believe this technology will thrive due to these specific trends. I'll invest an amount I'm comfortable losing and monitor the results. They seek out asymmetric risk, those situations where the potential upside far outweighs the downside. They understand that the biggest risk of all is playing it too safe. Letting your cash sit idle in a bank for decades means you're bound to lose value due to inflation. The real risk isn't about investing. It's about being financially uninformed. So, how do they maintain consistency? How do they dodge the urge to panic sell or make snap purchases? That brings us to mindset number 4. They create systems to automate sound decision-making. They recognize that willpower is like a battery. It's full in the morning but drained by the end of a long day. Relying on sheer will to save or invest is a losing battle. You're setting yourself up for failure. Instead, they construct a solid framework. They automate transfers from their checking to investment accounts right after payday. They pay themselves first, so the money is out of sight before they can even second-guess a spending decision. They establish fixed rules. I will invest X% of my income every month, regardless of market conditions. Make that decision once, then let the system execute it time and again. Your journey isn't built on occasional heroic savings efforts. It thrives on the steady, dependable consistency of your financial systems. And finally, the last crucial point, perhaps the most profound, their actions are guided by their identity. They're not just passive investors. They embody the identity of investors. They don't merely run a side hustle. They embody entrepreneurship. This shift in language isn't trivial. It changes the very questions they pose to themselves. Someone trying to save money might ask, "Can I afford this?" An investor flips that question. "Is this the best use of my capital?" This identity serves as a guiding star for their daily decisions, attracting like-minded individuals. They understand that their network is an invaluable asset. They invest in building proximity, joining masterminds, attending conferences, and hiring mentors. They realize that opportunities, insights, and deals flow through connections, and they actively seek to enrich the quality of their conversations. To recap, 1. View time in decades instead of days. 2. Buy assets that generate income. 3. Learn to manage risk rather than fear it. 4. Automate your discipline through systems. 5. Embrace the identity of the person you aspire to be. If you found this video helpful, do me a quick favor and hit that like button. Also, subscribe to Zero to Exit for more deep dives into the wealth creation journey. Now, I'd love to hear from you that which of these 5 mindsets feels like the first step you need to take on your path from zero to exit. Remember, financial freedom isn't just a destination you accidentally stumble upon. It's a journey you build one mindset at a time. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch you in the next video.